So Shalom, Shalom Israel. I'm Rebekah YHVH from Teshuvah Ministries, and today I have a second idea for you as you are preparing to rehearse Pesach. This is another, something, not so much a crafty idea, but my idea for you is to create your own Haggadah for the Seder. So a Haggadah is a telling of the story. The Seder is the order of service. So you want to have something that is kind of formal, something that you're going to walk everybody through, whether it's just yourself or your husband and you or your family or a community of people. You need something that you pass out to everyone, and so then you go through it together so that you don't miss anything. So it's not just a meal, but it's a special meal, a set-apart meal where you are rehearsing the story of the original Exodus, the original Passover, and you're also looking forward to Yahshua. So in the original story of Passover, you have all these shadow pictures that foreshadow the work of Messiah. So as believers in Yahshua HaMashiach and followers of him, Talmudim, disciples of his, then you need to be really honoring his work when you create your Haggadah to go over that night. This is mine, and this is actually one that has taken me years and years to finish, and I still feel like I want to edit some more. But as the King gives you, as the Ruach HaKodesh brings you gems and priceless things, kingdom treasures, as you study and you're like, oh wow, that is so amazing, you want to incorporate that into your Haggadah so that you don't forget, right? So you can continue to remember those pearls that were given to you and be a wise steward, right? And remember next year what you learned last year, right? So this is a fantastic way. Now, this is mine, and you can actually get this on Rebekah Co. So if you go to our website and then click on shop, and then you see Rebekah Co., you can go there and you can purchase this. This will give you a good start. This one is family friendly, so this one invites the children into the Seder. So the Seder is long. It's long. It's like 5 hours, but take your time with it. That's okay. It's supposed to be an evening event, isn't it? It's not supposed to be something that you do super fast. But this Seder actually has, let me show you, it has where you choose an icon. So this has 6 people involved here reading. So you would say if you have 6 people, that's great. If you have more than just give 6 people, or you can share a different way. But you basically choose an icon, right? And then throughout the course of the evening, you will see your icon, and then you would read your section, and then sometimes there's an activity to do, and then there's the activity. You follow it through. You're going to eat that evening, you're going to blow the shofar, you're going to sing, you're going to dance. There's all kinds you're going to do impromptu skits, you're going to do super fun things. But my point here is that you need a Haggadah for your Seder, and you can create one yourself. This is a great place to start, but something just be careful of is when you just go Google Haggadah for the Seder and download that and just expect it to be everything that you want it to be for the Seder that night. It's not going to be so. It needs to be personalized. It needs to be personal to you. It needs to honor the work of Yahshua. When I first started, it was like just, one side of a sheet of paper I had typed up, and that was it. But it's grown so much from there. Everything that I have learned about the Passover has grown, and so I really want to cover all the beautiful truths in Passover during the Seder. Here's another thing I just wanted to show you real quick. This is my spring feast handbook. I have one for the fall feast as well, but this is super cool. There's so many sections here that teach you about Passover and all the things that surround it, that this is a really good book to get in order to prepare for the spring feast. So this book actually does include the Haggadah for the Seder, so it's the same thing. But in here, I have things like it teaches about the biblical calendar, how to find Passover actually. It gives a spring feast overview. I have in here the evening before Passover, where was Yahshua, and some teaching on that in here. We also talk about the rules for Passover that Yehovah laid down for Israel. Talks about the, is Easter and Passover the same thing? I don't think so. Why do we call it a Melchizedek Seder? And then how to host a Seder, some things for the host or hostess. There's also recipes and journal entries and photos and things like that will inspire you to be really creative with the Passover Seder. So this is a great resource book for you as you journey into the spring feast. There's my idea for you today, my second idea for Pesach. Shalom. Shalom, shalom, Israel. I'm Rebekah bat Yehovah, and today I have another idea, a second idea that I'm going to share with you for Passover. I'm in Abraham's tent that we have made, and I just want to share with you one other thing that I have done for Passover that you might want to do for Passover is create a Haggadah. Now, a Haggadah is basically a telling of the story. A Seder is the order of service. So this is my Haggadah, and it's kind of been, if I can use the word, it's been evolving for many, many years. So when I first started, it was basically just a couple sheets of paper that I had typed up and printed out and handed out to all the guests, and we went through it together. And I got my ideas from different sources that I was learning from at the time. But over the course of the years, and we've been doing this since 2007, so for a long time, not very long time, but for a while. So throughout the course of our journey into understanding the feasts and festivals of Yahovah, I have learned so many wonderful things, and every single year I learn more, and so I incorporate what I learn into the Seder, into the order of service, into the telling of the story, into the Haggadah. So I have created this really nice Haggadah that you can actually purchase on my online store if you want. This is family friendly, so it has a lot of things in it that you can add into the Seder to help bring the children along through the journey. And so I created this for to bring the hearts of my own girls along, but also to feed the souls and the hearts of the adults that are there, and to help us remember what Passover is all about. So basically, I'm encouraging you to make yourself a Haggadah for the Seder that incorporates what you know about that rehearsal, so that you can remember what it is about and what the Messiah did on that day. If you just go and you search the internet for a Passover Seder Haggadah, you can find all kinds of things, but I'm going to guarantee that you're not going to find a Seder Haggadah that covers all the wonderful things that you yourself have been learning about it. So take some time before Passover and put together a Haggadah for your Seder that is going to really collect all those beautiful things that you're learning about what happened on Passover and what your Messiah did for you. This, I think, if you need inspiration, please go purchase this, and you can have some inspiration, and it teaches too. And maybe you will like this one, and maybe you can take some of this stuff and add it to yours. But mine has lots of really fun pictures and things to do. I have on the side here activities that you do while you read it. In mine, I have actual icons that everybody chooses an icon, and then throughout the course of the Seder, okay, not everybody, if we have a lot of people it doesn't work, but if you have 6 people, then it works great. Then you can choose an icon, and then throughout the Seder you will read your part and then do an activity on this side. And it really covers the work of Yahshua. It's a long Seder. This one takes about 5 hours to do, but you have lots of food throughout it that is incorporated into the Haggadah here. You're stuffed by the end. You're super full by the end of the meal and the evening. But, we want to rehearse what the blood of the Lamb did. We want to rehearse the change in priesthoods. We want to understand what his work was that night as we rehearse the original Passover and the shadow pictures that were in that original Passover. How did Yahshua fulfill it? So be careful when you go online and you just download any old Haggadah for your Seder. Just be really careful that it's not full of rabbinics. It's not full of leaven. You want it clean, and you want it to honor Yahshua. And so here's a good starting place. You go get mine and start from here, but make your own. Make your own. You can totally do that. And if you want more, this is my Spring Feasts Handbook. So I have one for the fall and one for the spring. This is awesome. This covers, oh my, it has actually the Haggadah for the Seder in here. So this is a separate one that you can buy for your people, for your guests, but it is actually in here. But here is, I mean, it's got so many wonderful sections. It's like who can participate in Passover. So it has the Passover rules in it from Yehovah. It talks about the origins of Easter and Passover and how they're not related. So it has all kinds of sections in it. One is the covenant confirming meal the night before. It goes over that. We have how to host a Seder. There's all kinds of things in here for you to look at. Yeah, so go make yourself a Pesach Haggadah that, like I said, collects all the wonderful truths that you have learned.